For today's recipe, here are our ingredients. What I have here is a whole chicken fryer, which I'm going to cut up for stewing purpose, okay? So let's put this aside. That's the chicken. And over there is a green bell pepper, potatoes. This is a sweet pepper called ají dulce or ajicitos, Spanish people calls that. And this garlic and culantro. Now if you don't have culantro, you could use cilantro, okay? So I believe I mentioned potatoes. I have onion. We will not be using that entire onion, that is huge. And back there I have vinegar, and I'm going to be using this sazon. It's a mixture of annatto seeds and all kinds of herbs and spice. Be careful using this. This also contains salt, so I will not be presenting the salt unless I need it. I also will be using some of this adobo seasoning. So be careful using this. This also contains salt, and I probably will season it with some fresh cracked black pepper. Over here, let me start. This is a tomato, okay? Tomato sauce or crushed tomato sauce. Over here, what you're looking at is sofrito. Now, what sofrito is, basically these ingredients that you see here, minus the potato. Because I grow these ingredients in my garden, when we harvest, I go ahead and process them and put them in my freezer. And so I have this ready anytime I need it. And if I don't have any of this sofrito will suffice, okay? But the only reason why I have these fresh ingredients there is because I have it available. And I will be using the same, these ingredients here echo this sofrito. So either or, if you have the fresh ingredients, use it by all means. But since I have both, I will be incorporating both of them in my recipe. Add a little more. I think I would be needing a little more. Now, if you notice the skin on this thigh part of the chicken, I forgot to pull that. I'm gonna pull that off. But if you like it, you could just simply leave it there. But I'm gonna put a little more of this sazon, just because this sazon will have the annatto seeds, which will add color to your stew. And I also now will put some adobo seasoning. Now, like I said, this seasonings contain salt, so be sparing. You could always add more, but it's hard to take them out once they're there. And key to seasoning is moderation. You don't want too much of one thing and not enough of another. And naturally, you season your food according to your taste, okay? And as you know, I'm a cook that really loves garlic. So if you don't care much for garlic, you can simply eliminate it. That's one thing about cooking. You cook your food according to your liking. So we got olive oil inside this pot, and it's now heating up. And here are all of the ingredients that I showed you: garlic, bell pepper, onion, sweet peppers, culantro, and I chopped them all up. And now we are going to saute it, okay? We are also going to add our sofrito. Our ingredients are really very aromatic now, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm just waiting for the ingredients to kind of release their flavor and aroma. And now we are going to add our seasoned chicken. I like to put all the ingredients aside so that my meat can have direct contact with the heat. Okay, this one. So let's kind of incorporate our ingredients with the meat. Here are the rest of the ingredients which I did not mention earlier as I introduced to you the ingredients of my recipe. These are bay leaves, as you can see, bay leaves. Put about two leaves in there to kind of just perfume and flavor that. And I also did not mention the carrots, which will be added in there on the right time. I got it all cut up already. These carrots will go together with our potato. And here's another option. You don't have to have chicken broth, but I do love adding chicken broth on my stew, so if you have it, by all means use it. But I promise you it will be just as delicious if you just use plain water. So we're going to add that. My husband loves his stew to have lots of gravy, so we're going to put that much. As you can see, the level of that is almost, it's not completely covering the meat that much. That's probably about 2 cups of chicken broth. And going to put that there, and just about a tablespoon or 2 of the vinegar I showed you. I'm using apple cider vinegar. Okay, the rest of the ingredients we'll put later on as this stew get more tender. Okay, we'll let this kind of simmer down one more time, then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, let's put all of that olives there. Now remember, you could eliminate any ingredients that you really don't care for, because I'm not going to pretend that everybody like olives, although I know that most people loves olives. Okay, put a little bit of that brine in there to give it that kind of olive brine flavor in there, which I like. And that all around. Okay, so let's go ahead and start adding the potato in there. Okay, so at this point, as you can see, it's simmering nice and low. I'm going to just go ahead and kind of push some of the vegetable at the bottom. I'm going to add the tomato sauce and allow this to continue simmering on a medium-low heat. Okay. Again, we're going to put a lid on it and allow it to simmer on a medium-low heat temperature. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah. What we are going to do now is taste it for seasoning. Make sure we have enough salt in here. Let's see how the potato, and as you can see, potato is very nice and tender, and as well as the chicken, the meat is really tender. And as you can see, the sauce is nice and thick, but not too thick, you know, it's perfect. For someone like my husband, he loves a lot of gravy on his stew. This is perfect. Now, for salt, let's see. Wow. Oh my goodness. Here's another winner here. Stewed chicken. I promise you, if you like chicken at all, you would love this. This is a Puerto Rican dish, which they call Pollo Guisado. And I believe I did this stew justice today. It's so delicious. It's very, very tasty. Everything is perfect. The amount of salt, the amount of spice added to it, the herbs, you can taste each and every component, and it's very, very, very good. Now, all we need to do is, I'm turning it off because the residual heat will continue stewing it a little bit more, and as it is, it's perfect. So I turned off the stove and we are going to serve, okay? So there's our stewed chicken, Pollo Guisado, and I'm serving it today with white rice, plain white rice, and simple salad with olive oil and vinegar.